ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Classic Movie Buffet Theater. All right, welcome. On today's episode, before we get into that, I always do it every week. Before we get into that, thank you all so much for the new subscribers that have joined the family. Welcome. I hope you'll spread the word and tell us about your friends and get everybody in. The more the merrier, like I said in the last video. Thank you all so much for your comments, for your likes, and for watching the videos. I love it. Now, now, on today's episode, we're going to talk about a comedy from 1988. I want to say right off the bat that I did not watch this film probably until around, I want to say maybe 2000. Maybe a little bit later than that. So it kind of slipped under the radar up until about that time. And then I actually sat down and watched it, and I've loved it ever since I watched it. Okay. It's directed by Howard Dutch, I believe is how you say his last name. And he directed The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. He's also directed Grumpier Old Men with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, which is another fantastic comedy if you've never seen that one. And he also directed the film Pretty in Pink with Molly Ringwald. Now, I've never seen Pretty in Pink. I'll be honest with you, I've never watched it. But, like I said, it's directed by Howard Dutch. And we're talking about the 1988 movie The Great Outdoors. This is a fantastic family comedy film. I love it. The film also stars Dan Aykroyd, who plays the character of Roman. And everybody knows Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters, Blues Brothers 2000, and the film Spies Like Us with Chevy Chase. All three wonderful comedy films. They're fantastic. I enjoyed each and every one of those. The film also stars the late and great John Candy, who plays the character of Chet. And he also played in, of course, Spaceballs. Now, if you haven't seen my reaction or my discussion of Spaceballs, you need to go check that out. It's on the channel. He also played in the film Uncle Buck. And he played in the film Stripes with Bill Murray, which is a fantastic comedy. All three of those are good. The movie also stars a Stephanie Pharisee, who plays Connie. And she also played in the film Heaven Can Wait. She was in Blind Date with Bruce Willis. And she played in the film Hocus Pocus. Now, I have seen Blind Date. It's been a while since I've seen Heaven Can Wait. I think I've only seen that maybe once, but it was good. And I have purchased Hocus Pocus. I've only seen about half of it. I haven't finished watching all of it. But Heaven Can Wait and Blind Date, great movies. Now, the plot for this film is a Chicago man and his family go on a camping trip. And then his obnoxious brother-in-law joins the fun. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for 1988's The Great Outdoors. Here we go.
This is Chet.
You remember me, Chet Ripley?
How you doing?
This is his family.
You can run around here naked as a bear and not worry about running into anybody.
This is Roman.
What a gas.
This is his family.
I'm waiting for the heads to rotate around and vomit pea soup.
They're about to spend 1 week together in the great outdoors.
We weren't invited.
They'll be tickled to death to see us.
Who invited them anyway?
But this is no holiday.
The man is an ass.
This is war.
You wouldn't know a good time if it fell out of the sky, landed on your face, and started to wiggle.
Are you gonna argue, or are you gonna enjoy yourself?
Dan Aykroyd, John Candy. The Great Outdoors. Outdoor fun for the whole family.
That had to hurt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. The Great Outdoors, a fantastic family comedy film. All the characters in this film were fantastic. From the owners of the campground, he was fantastic. The guy that got struck by lightning like 66 times, that was hilarious. And then of course, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we had talking squirrels. Not talking squirrels, I'm sorry. Talking raccoons. I don't know which is worse, talking squirrels or talking raccoons, but we did have talking raccoons. And we also had a bald-headed bear. Yes, a bald-headed bear. I couldn't believe it either. But anyways, this movie was fantastic. It had all the comedy tropes in it. We had, like I said, we had talking raccoons. We had a bald-headed bear. We had bats. I mean, we had, we also had a little love story there too in the film between John Candy's son and one of the townsfolk. That was all right. That was okay. You needed to have that in there. I mean, you needed to have that in there. But Dan Aykroyd, Dan Aykroyd was over the top in this film as the obnoxious brother-in-law. I mean, you couldn't get any more obnoxious than Dan Aykroyd in this film. He's fantastic. John Candy, of course, God rest his soul. John Candy's fantastic. All the characters in this film were great. The plot was not real. The plot didn't feel forced. It was very well done. It was very well written, very well directed, and very well acted by all involved. Um, I was so saddened to hear of the passing of John Candy when that happened. The entertainment industry lost one of the greats when John Candy passed away. Um, I've watched John Candy growing up. I mean, I've watched Stripes. I even watched they had the Saturday morning cartoon Camp Candy when I was growing up, which was fantastic. He's one of the greats. He's one of the greats. Now this film, the lakeside restaurant that they used in this film, was actually Ducey's Bar and Grill in Bass Lake, California. Now, shortly after the filming had ended, the restaurant burned to the ground from a gas fire. But they came around and they rebuilt the restaurant. And hanging on the walls, according to this, in the restaurant are photos from the film and photos of the original restaurant in memory of the film. I think that's fantastic that they did that. And it adds a little ambiance, a little history to the new restaurant. Gosh, this movie was so good. It was so good. Also, on top of that, in order for this film to receive a PG certificate, the 1989 UK video release was cut by 27 seconds due to by the BBFC to remove multiple uses of the phrase "blow it out your ass." the cuts were restored in 2003. So, in order to get a PG rating in the UK, they had to cut out those scenes. That one scene where they said multiple times "blow it out your ass." I mean, that's I don't understand that, but anyways, the movie had a budget of $24 million, so $24 million to make this film. The total worldwide gross for this film was $43,455,250 is what this movie made. Now, if that movie would have been released in our time, or well, not our time, but if that movie would have been released nowadays, 43 over $43 million in revenue, that would have spawned a sequel. Well, I mean, it probably could have back then too, but now more so than back then. And I'm glad they really. I'm honestly, I hate to say it, but I'm honestly glad they didn't do it. Because a lot of times, and we all know, it's very rare for a sequel to be as good or better than the original film. So I'm kind of glad they never went that route with this film. I think they would have ruined it. And besides, you couldn't replace John Candy and Dan Aykroyd in those roles if you wanted to. It would have never worked. Not in my estimation. That's just my opinion on it. But it would have never worked. So I'm glad they didn't go that route. But this was a fantastic film. It's a great family comedy, camp movie. Uh, like I said, there's a little bit of a love story in there with John Candy's son, Chet's son, in this film with one of the local town girls. Um, and it's a fantastic film. It's a great watch. If you have never seen this film, definitely take the time, get your family, everybody sit down and just grab you some popcorn and enjoy this flick, because I guarantee you, if you sit down to watch this film, you will enjoy this film. Um, so with that being said, we're going to end the video here. I've got some plans in the works. I'm trying to work something out. I wanted to go into the Twitch world. What I'd like to do with Twitch is I would like to start a Twitch account and actually have full length movie reactions on Twitch. Uh, Now, you can't do full movie reactions on YouTube because they won't allow that for the most part. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can do those on Twitch. So I may start doing those on Twitch once I get it worked out, if I can get it worked out. Also, I will be doing gaming videos on Twitch um, every once in a while. So once I get it all started and get it settled in and figure out what I can do and what I cannot do, I will definitely let you guys know before it starts. That way, and I'll give you all the information so you can look me up on Twitch and we can do some watch alongs and things like that. So we're gradually building up into something and doing some other things, which is fantastic. I wouldn't be doing any of it if it wasn't for the support of my friends and my family and you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be wanting to do these things at all. I enjoy it so much, and I'm glad some of you guys are enjoying it as well. So, like I said, thank you all to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, to all of you that have watched the videos, liked the videos, comment on the videos, all of that stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Those of you that have just joined us, welcome. Spread us around, get us out to some of your friends, and tell them about us. And let's make this what it needs to be. And that's a fantastic place to come and enjoy not only games, movies, TV shows, and all that stuff. And let's spread some love. Um, so with that being said, like I said, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in on Sunday where we talk about the next one of my favorite episodes of season 5 of Supernatural. And then we'll start all over again on Monday or on Tuesday with a Mike's Movie Rampage. And then back here again next Thursday for another classic movie buffet theater. So until then, I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye bye.